Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Avernum 6. So, we're standing in the middle of nowhere in the northern fen, but there's a reason for that. But first, before we get to that part, so at the end of last episode, I was contemplating the greatest challenge remaining in this game. And that is, of course, what to do with our immense wealth. And, well, I'm happy to report that I was able to get rid of some of it. And I could have spent more, but not really in a particularly useful way. So what I actually ended up spending it on is pretty much really the only thing left, the only thing that was left. And that was some levels of parry for Lulu and Hawk. I had already trained Ayali and Xaz, and you know, it's marginally useful. It helps with defense against mostly melee attacks, but also physical range attacks, or not just physical, but actually any magical projectile also counts. There's a small chance to parry those, of course. We see enemies do that all the time. I guess now we all have some chance to do that. For him, I didn't spend his points because I want to increase his mage spells one more time, right? Just in case I ever get an upgrade over his current robe, or I guess ring? His ring also gives him 1 point of mage spells, and I do need to stay at 17 if I want to be able to cast Arcane Blow. Right. Yes. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty much the only thing any trainer was still able to teach. I also got him, whatever levels in, I think it was bows and thrown missiles. Wait, was that only? Huh. Or was it melee weapons or pole weapons? I don't know. I thought I gave him some training in some weapon skills. Unfortunately, it was, yeah, it was not enough. I think I could have trained him in bows and range. I don't know. Or maybe I just thought there had to be a trainer and then I looked it up and there wasn't. No, I think I just trained him in melee weapons or something. You know, because of course if I could get him to the point where he can use Mighty Blow, that would be useful, but I'm pretty sure I'd have to actually, yeah, at this point I have to invest in some, I guess, ranged skills because they're pretty cheap if I really want to get him there. I suppose I could do that. Maybe that's being able to occasionally cast a Mighty Blow version of a spell would be an overall greater damage boost than, you know, increasing spellcraft by 2 or 3 more levels, I guess, or... yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so I spent some money. That's just the short version of that long story. Also, we're here because I noticed those gaps in the teleport location list, right? And so I wanted to check this, and apparently, even though I said that it was pretty unlikely that anything had changed here, you get close enough to look at this portal pylon, it looks like it has only recently been completed. Some wizards slipped up here, finished the work, and teleported out. No idea when that happened exactly. Maybe sometime after dealing with Fort Draco, or just with these quests up here in general? I don't know. It definitely was not usable when we first got here. So we activate this now. Not that it's going to be particularly useful, but now that this is here, and I guess we can just confirm that it fills that first gap, but there is a second gap between, I guess, Fort Draco and Respite? No, Refuge. That's the one. Yeah, so Northern Avernum. It's between Fort Davno and Fort Draco. And my guess would be that maybe Formello has been retaken, or rather, I guess the Sliths have been driven out, and someone slipped in there and activated that pylon as well. I don't remember where it was exactly, but I'm definitely going to check out Formello now and see what's what. I guess we haven't really been back, and I'm curious to see if the siege army is still there, or if maybe only, you know, a small force remains that we can actually deal with. Are we on the right track here? I mean, kind of. Suppose we'll see what's what. Right, so this part here we weren't able to get too close to get any closer to, without running into the actual army, but maybe they've just all but retreated at this point. Horde Shock Trooper. Why don't you just die? I hope we can reach you here, but yeah, no problem. Wow, nice. Sure, I guess. Did we ever loot this? Probably, yeah. Oh. Yeah, those definitely still look like the same. Not unbeatable, but unreasonable to fight kind of sliths. Where, how did we originally enter, though? Was it through this bone cave? I completely forget. Yeah, no, I think so, actually. Maybe. Yeah. There's definitely some force still guarding this bridge. I kind of want to just see the bridge, though, actually. I guess this is all we saw off the town itself. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it doesn't seem like there are a lot of enemies. I guess we'll see how many, because they're all going to come running now. You know, that's fine. Oh, we're not actually in combat, though. Interesting, now we are. Just let them come. Yep, that's a lot of them. Is there some general among them? Not as of yet. I mean, they're all pretty healthy, but we deal a good amount of damage to them, and... oh. They unfortunately deal a lot of damage to us. We don't have Ward of Steel active yet, because of course I didn't prepare accordingly. Yeah, and there's just a few too many of them. I don't know. I mean, we might be able to win here, but it's gonna take a while. Come on. Okay, that was really good. Really useful. I think this might just be winnable. But I'm gonna keep trying off camera. I mean, obviously, the fight is not gonna get any more interesting than you know, what we've already seen. So if I can beat these guys, you know, that would be nice. If not, then I guess that's fine as well. I kind of hope I can defeat them, because I am curious to just look around a bit more here. See if I can actually enter the city, or if the gate is just going to be closed. That's probably the case. Well, I guess we'll see how this works out. I'll report back in a moment. Okay, and just like that, we're pretty much done. I think this might be the last one of them. Honestly, I stopped trying to count them a long time ago. And I almost wish I had been recording this whole fight, because then I'd probably have shown you a little sped up version of it, like 5 times sped up. You know, a cool 12-minute segment or so. Because yeah, this did take easily an hour? Almost an hour. Yeah. And it honestly got pretty exciting at a couple of points. Never particularly interesting because, well, it's just those two enemy types, right? Very run-of-the-mill spear throwers, and then these protectors, which are a bit more annoying because it turns out that they can actually terrify. And that led to a few dicey situations, let's say. Yeah. This was, I mean, basically, Hawk was pretty much the MVP here. Spamming almost nothing but daze and the occasional haste refresh. But yeah, mostly just trying to keep as many of those guys dazed And it was crazy. Like, even half an hour into the fight, before things started slightly falling apart, new ones just suddenly appeared, just came, joining the fight. Like, I guess they must have been just patrolling just barely outside of the range and got drawn into the fight. So it's not impossible that there are still a couple more of them over this way, but I guess if it turns out that there are more, I am going to take care of them off camera. I just wanted to finish off this last one here for now. So what made things pretty dicey is that relatively early in the fight, as it turns out, I mean like 20 minutes in, Xaz died because I don't know why. I think Ward of Steel might have dropped off and I didn't notice, and suddenly a lot more damage was coming in. Also, like maybe that round 3 more enemies became undazed and all started attacking him or something, and then yeah, he just dropped. And it turns out that unfortunately you cannot, as it turns out, cheese the game by dropping out of combat, by exiting combat, waiting for the end of the round, and then quickly resurrecting, because not only do you have to be out of combat, but there can't be any enemies visible. So yeah, no mid-combat resurrection, unfortunately. So I had to do some, I had to wait until I had dealt with almost all the defenders or protectors, and had all the throwers or whatever dazed, and then we ran off into this little room here to get out of line of sight. And it was a little bit messy, but as you can see, we pulled through. This is still the same fight from, well, technically I guess I got out of combat in the middle of it, and then came back to defeat the remaining third of the enemies or so. I did go on without Xaz for quite a while though, because I couldn't really get away. I was still surrounded by half a dozen of those guys, and it was slow going with just Ayali dealing pretty much all of the damage, I can tell you. So yeah, I guess it's ultimately better that you did not have to endure all of that. What are we doing here? I guess I'm just, well, I've been occasionally throwing in some Icy Rains because it's really the best thing Hawk can do in terms of damage. But yeah, the vast majority of the damage came from the warriors for sure. Whew, okay, save that. I don't know if we got any experience for any of them. I never actually checked. No one leveled up even after defeating all of those guys, but they did drop some things. I guess this is where we were doing most of the killing. Yeah, just standard drops, I suppose, but well, if we ever need more money, I suppose there's a little bit more. And of course we're not done. Of course not. How could I even dare to hope? We also hardly recovered anything, did we? In fact, did we recover anything? Ending combat mode. Oh yeah, it's interesting. So I can only assume that these guys actually aren't worth experience. I guess to disincentivize you from even trying to defeat them. Which in a way makes sense, because you're not supposed to kill them, right? They're supposed to just be an obstacle, pretty much. Even though it makes less sense now that we've technically liberated the city, right? And most of these caves. Anyway, yeah. So we didn't recover any health or mana after the fight, and I presumably also didn't get any experience. Just as if these guys were summoned or something. So that's cool. Yeah, at least they dropped some equipment, so it's not completely worthless, but, pretty much. Definitely not worth the time investment. What am I doing here? I can't talk and play at the same time, but that's nothing new. I have been throwing in quite a few smites, so Lulu certainly did carry her weight. Well, I mean, obviously she did a lot of healing. Oh, no. No. You're different. Oh, that's just a Slith Enchanter. Interesting. But I'm wondering if there isn't some sort of captain or general here as well. I mean, you're just another protector. I guess we're not done here. Yeah, as I said, I'm going to deal with whatever is left off camera. I guess it was not the end of it, as it turns out, but just a status update, I guess. See you in a moment. Okay, another status update. As you can see, Xaz is dead again, because you can just see it here. He took 93 points of damage from his freaking point-blank spear throw. That was with protection and Ward of Steel. From, I believe, a cursed enemy with technically reduced attack power. These guys are just nuts. These spear throwers are so much more annoying and more dangerous, actually. They deal way more damage than the melee protectors. Actually, I only realized like 10 minutes ago that these guys are all called protectors, but they're clearly these slightly more yellowish colored ranged guys, and then the more green spear fighters that have that annoying terror attack, which thankfully they don't use all that often. But yeah, anyway, I dealt with easily another dozen enemies at this point, and there are still a couple left. And yeah, once again, arguably my strongest attacker just died, so this is gonna be a bit annoying. And also, once again, like at least 2 enemies, maybe even more, joined the fight at some point. Like just now, like a round or 2 ago, another protector. I think, yeah, this guy just suddenly came crossing the bridge. You know, always when you think that you're making some progress, 2 more enemies suddenly come out of the shadows. So much fun. Also, actually, yeah, it was Xaz, actually, ironically, who leveled up. That was after killing one of those war lizards, though. So I don't know. It could just have been a coincidence, but maybe these the Sliths actually really don't give experience, and the lizards do because they forgot to set them to not give experience. But there were only a couple of them, like I mean, maybe 3 or so total among all of these enemies. I don't know, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe I am getting experience here, but either way, it's clearly not worth it. But obviously, at this point, I'm gonna see it through. Like, so long as I'm being careful, we're not really in danger of dying here. Although, I mean, Xaz just did, so there's that. But it's mostly just very time-consuming, as I expected. But yeah, we'll finish it off, and surely we must be mostly done at this point. Surely. Okay, another status update. Not that much time has passed since the last one, but immediately after I paused recording, like 2 more enemies came running across the bridge, of course. But because things were looking a little bit dire, or you know, it definitely looked like this was gonna. Well, it could always fall apart, right? Like something could go wrong, someone else could die, and then suddenly things would look pretty dangerous all of a sudden, you know. I would not want to lose an hour worth of progress, basically. Well, maybe not quite an hour this time. No, not quite. But, you know, anyway, I'd rather not have to redo this. So I was kind of checking my options, and I tried one of those madness scrolls, which I don't know that I've ever tested one, or maybe I did once and it didn't really seem to do much, but I think I've mind-controlled these 3 guys here all at once, and can you still see it? No. Anyway, this protector here just stabbed his friend in the back for over 400 damage just now, and I thought that was kind of fun. So yeah, I guess we'll let this play out here. So this guy's still dazed, this one is not. I think we'll have you maybe attack this one here. I mean, these are gonna fight each other, mostly. But we still can't get away from them, can we? Oh, actually we can. Okay, never mind. So, yeah, we'll just focus on this guy right now. I guess I'm not gonna daze because it might still affect the mind-controlled ones, and I'd rather, you know, have them fight each other. I guess I can have him drink another potion. It really doesn't matter, just in case, because these strong dazes are pretty expensive. The thing is, he can't really do all that much otherwise. I guess he can do another Cloak of Blades, which keeps running out. Okay, yeah, look at the damage they deal to each other. I guess, yeah, this is what I should have been doing. I mean, they were doing tons of damage to me, but turns out they just deal tons of damage, period. And plus these, the ranged version of them have relatively low armor, so yeah. That's a nice combination. I guess we're gonna try and finish this guy who's running. Come on. Well-aimed blow, or mighty blow even. Okay. I suppose you can throw in one of these for good measure. MG. Okay, nice, nice. He's also running away, right? No, never mind. He regained his courage, I suppose. Okay, this one appears to be no longer terrified. We'll see what happens next. Actually, at this point, probably try dazing again. Okay, we dazed that one. And there's another one. See, that's what I'm talking about. And that's the kind of damage that suddenly happens, and then, yeah, all of a sudden, Ayali is almost dead, and, you know, that's not cool, game. Not cool at all. I guess we're going to kill this one, or not. He should be pretty close, though. Yeah, let's finish him off. Just to reduce their number. Come on, please, daze. Nope, no such luck this time. Yeah. Okay, so she's dead. Holy crap. Alright, of course. As soon as I start recording, things fall apart. That's pretty much how it always is. So now what I do? What I do, exactly. Okay, those guys are thankfully relatively easy to mind control. Okay, and we managed to... What? Why are there suddenly two more of them? Yikes. Well... I mean, my best bet, of course, at this point is to just get out of combat. Get out of line of sight. So ideally... Well, yeah, I guess ideally I'll have her get away and sacrifice Hawk. Okay, that's helpful. Oh, right, he's mind control. Yeah, do that. I mean, I wish you had woken up the other one. But if you can kill each other in the meantime, I guess that works for me. Suppose while they're busy there, I might actually get away. Okay, so... Oh, of course not. Hey, we're out of combat. Return life. We even recovered... Oh, a lot of health. Well, I guess not that much, considering how many enemies I just killed. So maybe some of them did count as unique enemies that were worth experience and recovery after combat, and some of them are not. Maybe all the protectors, the melee and ranged ones, do not count as quote-unquote real enemies, and only the, like, there was one mage, one priest or shaman, those handful of lizards. Yeah, I guess those are the non-protector ones that I killed. Anyway, so we saved that one, thankfully. Again, that would have sucked if we had actually died there, but, you know, not even close. Anyway, once again, I'll pause and just wrap this one up, no matter how long it takes. And I'll just report back once, well, either something completely out of the ordinary and, you know, sufficiently interesting happens, or I'm actually done. Because this is getting a little bit ridiculous. Okay, I know I just said, well, for you I just said, that I was going to give you an update only after I was actually done here. Well, we are standing in front of the gates, which are pretty closed, so, I mean, honestly no surprise there. I didn't really expect them to be open, but we did make it across the bridge, finally. Now the thing is, I was really starting to wonder if, indeed, these enemies were just continuously spawning, because, you know, more and more of them kept coming across the bridge. We were making headway, even on hard difficulty, right? I mean, so obviously you saw it. It took us a while to kill each one of them. We were very, very slowly clawing our way forward, basically. But I decided to actually make a push for the bridge to see, because I wondered if maybe I just had to actually cross the bridge or, you know, reach a certain point and then a message would pop up or something. But at the very least, I would not just literally see enemies pop up out of nowhere, right? I mean, the game doesn't usually do that. I suppose enemies well, I guess that's not entirely true. Enemies do often spawn out of nowhere, but not usually. I don't know. I guess there just aren't very many situations where enemies will just keep spawning indefinitely, right? If we've even seen that at all. And I was wondering if that was indeed the case, or how the game would handle that. Well, as I fought my way across the bridge, no more enemies kept spawning. There were a couple of fungi, artillery standing here. They weren't really all that bad, though. Well, also, they weren't that bad because I actually lowered the difficulty at some point because it was just getting ridiculous. And, while I was making slow progress, it was slow, and it would have taken even longer. Even on casual difficulty, it took a while to just kill everything. But, as soon as I started crossing the bridge, no more enemies kept coming, and I have cleared the area out for now. So I wonder if it is actually over, or if they're just gonna wait until I'm no longer, within line of sight. Or maybe some new ones will pop up any moment now. I'll risk and save here. I guess I just did anyway. Oh, there's the next one. Oh, I mean, there are things here though. So they did prepare, for the possibility of a player reaching this place. I guess there's an invulnerable elixir and a madness scroll, as we learned. Those are actually quite useful. Not only because they cast mind control on everyone, I guess, every enemy within sight, but also I was trying to mind control them individually, and they resisted like 5 times in a row, especially those spear guys. They definitely have stronger mental resistances. Okay, yeah. I think maybe they literally just waited to spawn until I was no longer looking at the gates. That's interesting. Huh. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to deal with these now if we want to fight our way out of here. I suppose, since I haven't really done anything else this episode, I could just, write this off as an interesting experiment that ultimately led to nothing. Just a huge waste of time. Although, I mean, again, it is interesting that they actually put something here. So, I guess there is some kind of reward. Obviously, this alone is hardly worth, fighting your way through these guys. Maybe at some point, maybe I just didn't wait long enough. Maybe you can wait until you've actually defeated the Scourge, and then the Horde will just retreat, and you're free to just explore this place. That would make a lot more sense, and I have been wondering about that before, but, I wanted to see. I guess now we have at least 4 more of these guys to deal with. And as you can see, on casual they only have about half their HP, or the HP that they do on hard mode, so, they're a bit more manageable, a bit less ridiculous. Plus, of course, they deal less damage and take a little bit more, I guess. But, yeah. And we've made it this far, though. Surely we can at least also take a look around here, right? But yeah, it definitely looks like they're just infinitely spawning, unfortunately, which does, of course, explain why they're not worth experience. And I guess, yeah, it's really just these 2 types of protectors that do spawn. So everything else, the shaman and mage and the lizards, were indeed, I guess, non-respawning and thus, considered normal enemies. So yeah, that all makes sense. Maybe I should have come to the realization that this was what was going on a little bit sooner than I did. But, I mean, again, I was making progress, It did seem like I cleared the place slowly but surely. And I guess I did. I did kill everything that was pre-placed around this camp here, and, enemies were patrolling and wandering in, I guess, but there's also the constant stream that was coming from across the bridge. So I was not just imagining that. That is honestly a bit of a bummer, but, I mean, I get it why they initially set it up this way, because you weren't supposed to attack head-on, right? It was supposed to be impossible. It's just unfortunate that now in the endgame, where it is technically possible to attack them, and, try to clean up what remains of the Horde, they still don't allow you to do that. Or, not really, anyway. So, I don't know. I guess I'll try to fight my way back to the gate, take a look around the corner here, and, if there's anything interesting, I guess I'll show it. Otherwise, I'll just try to make my way away from here, and, then maybe there's going to be a little bit of time left in the episode to actually do what I was going to do, and, you know, that is of course start our next main quest, since we're not going to sack Tenebra. But yeah, we're gonna attack the Scourge, of course. It's really the only thing that remains. Or I suppose I could try to see if I can get back into Formello the way I originally got in there, but I don't even remember exactly how I did that. Well, I mean, yeah, I went underground and ended up in the sewers that were the Shadows domain, where we defeated them, and then... But I feel like part of that section collapsed, or some gates just closed, and I don't know that there is any opening mechanism. So, yeah, I just don't think that we can enter the same way that we did to get into town, into this pylon here. So, yeah. It's probably not reachable, or, you know, even if it is, it's probably not going to be active suddenly, because there are clearly still Sliths around here. Anyway, maybe I should have just waited until I dealt with the Scourge, but oh well. This was still, I guess, interesting to experience. I just wish it hadn't taken quite as long. I guess if I had been smarter and just lowered the difficulty right away, just for the sake of science, basically, you know, it would have been quite a bit less painful, but it is what it is. Okay, so there was nothing else interesting near the gate. I just explored everything. So at least the map is completely discovered. I guess that was my main goal, and, you know, that's done. But yeah, even as I guess literally the moment you step away so that the gate is no longer within your line of vision, enemies will pop up there, because I was running across the bridge and immediately I had 4 new defenders right behind me. So yeah, it's unfortunately not clearable, but they eventually gave up, I guess. Stopped chasing me, so... yeah, I made it into the tunnels again, into that, you know, through the trash pit. And yeah, there's Sage Tobias still here. I guess we never came back to tell him the good news. But I suppose we really couldn't, because we just, you know, teleported out of Formello, and then, well, we could have come back, of course, if I had remembered that he even was here. I kind of forgot about him. But yeah, the Shadow and the Impaler are dead. Your mission is a success. You should go. I succeeded? We won? I don't think I can. I can't go, I mean. I don't think I can be... maybe I will stay here. Or not. We will see. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. Oh, can you teach me any magic? He could have, but yeah, he's kind of a little bit mad, unfortunately. Honestly, I was... yeah, as I was approaching the tunnel, I was wondering, wasn't there, like, some sort of little outpost, some kind of ally who allowed us to rest or something before we entered Formello? But he offers no such option. Maybe, actually, hold on. Ah, maybe he does after all. Yep, okay, never mind. Was there anything here? Maybe there was at one point. Okay, that would have healed me if we needed it. Okay, nice. Not that there's probably going to be any fighting to do, because we probably just can't enter again. We'll see, though. But, you know, just in case. Oh, well, this is open. Pretty sure that did close behind us at one point. There was this Nephil in a cell? Was it maybe in this cell, actually? Yeah, Karor's cell, that's right. Okay, in the Shadow's quarters, yeah, we were able to explore all of this after we defeated the Shadow. Right, we got everything out of that. Okay, so I suppose they did open the gates after we were done here, so we would be able to explore. That's nice. Oh, oh, is this closed though? No, it's just a door. So far, so good. Okay, so they do actually allow us to come back as far as the palace itself. Is there anything in here? Just skulls. Some fine cloaks, I guess. At some point... Hi there. Why were we not allowed to, or not able to explore anything else? I guess something forced us to take the shortest way right into this arena here, where then, of course, we faced off against the Impaler and everything. And all of that. Okay. Well, if nothing else, we do get a chance to look around the inside of Formello a little bit. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe in here you can actually clear things out. How tough... Okay, this is a very weak enemy, actually. Oh. Right, and I keep forgetting that these normal lizards are actually resistant to cold. Which really doesn't make any sense, but okay. Sure. Nice one shot. Yeah, we're still on casual. Honestly, I kind of feel like just leaving it like that, but if that's the level of you know, difficulty that we should expect here, then interesting. Okay, so that just leads up here. Then we should be totally fine. Okay, this is just completely deserted now. Oh, okay, there's something. Yeah, absolutely nothing on this middle rank, though. But up here where the Impaler originally sat, I suppose, and watched this spectacle. We can grab those, and we can... Oh, a crystalline plate. And a blessed halberd. Well, we can take that for money right away. Okay, that's surprisingly good. Rune plate. It is bulky, of course. Acid and energy resistance. Okay. Yeah. It's not actually better, though. Well, I mean, technically, maybe. Because, of course, we're not really benefiting from the spellcraft at all. Or Ayali isn't. So those resistances would be marginally more useful at the cost of bulkiness, but minus the mind effect resistance. So yeah, I don't think so. I think I'll pass. And you have this Emerald Chest Guard, which is way more protective. Yeah, and a little bit offensive as well. So thanks, but no thanks. I guess it was just the Impaler's spare armor. Oh, Gremlin wine. Right, these vases are also worth money. Might as well plunder absolutely everything, right? You never know. Absolutely everything. Oh. Just saw a Slith outside. Okay. Yeah. Even the goblets. You are a Horde warrior. Okay. Not quite as ridiculous as those outside the gates with just over 1,000 hit points, but still pretty tough. Plus this one is only half health. Although it might just be a display bug because of the, you know, difficulty shenanigans. Bronze bracers, flying cloak, okay. Not sure who would have dropped that. This obviously is not going to do anything. Ring the gong. Nothing happens. This would have been close before, right? Maybe not? I don't know. I guess we were doing some fighting here before it became clear that I had to just, you know, run toward the portal to escape. But there are things here. I guess some of these we could have technically grabbed on the way out, but it was pretty rough. Okay, these guys are definitely more defeatable. Or on the level of that lizard, that random lizard inside the palace. Well, isn't gonna do much, but there you go. I guess against these kinds of enemies, even that was somewhat effective. There. At least take out the lizards. Oh, there isn't even the portal anymore. Like, originally there used to be a pylon at least, right? But I guess it just completely exploded after we escaped here. So yeah, either that spot in the list of teleport locations is never gonna get filled in, or it's just not Formello. Even though, you know, in terms of the order of things, the order of discovery, it would have made sense. Okay, yeah, you're also relatively weak. come here though, before we draw any unwanted attention, perhaps. Right. No ice damage against these guys, or these creatures. What? Oh, your inventory is full of mostly pretty worthless crap, unfortunately. Okay, save, and I guess we'll look around just a little bit. Okay, well, there are definitely more things to find. I appreciate that. Including more of these things. Just come here. Oh, hey there, Slith cultists. Yeah, these are also relatively weak. So what's up with this one warrior here? Or, I mean, I suppose if there's one, there are probably more. With their 1,000 hit points. It seems like a completely different category of enemies compared to these guys here. You know, 450 hit points on hard mode is basically nothing. Not that I'm complaining, really, it's just a bit odd. Okay, fine, I guess. Hawk is gonna have to finish you off then with not a priest spell, maybe an arcane blow. That did less than I expected, but I guess they were priests. Less broadsword, okay. Well, some good loot to be had here. I wonder if I could have technically stuck around longer, even during the escape sequence, and these were supposed to be optional treasures to grab for anyone daring enough. I remember it being pretty rough, honestly, even just making it to the portal with enemies constantly coming, and I think they were pretty tough at the time. I don't know. Alright, there is a... Oh crap, there is a bridge here as well. Oh no. Oh, we never explored any of this. Right, because we couldn't have made it past. Uh-oh. I guess we're not done. Maybe I'll do some cleaning up off camera after I'm done with this episode here, with this slightly ridiculous episode. Although, I guess most of the ridiculousness is not really on camera. But still, the first half of this was pretty much wasted on very little progress. Not really sure how interesting of a viewing experience that will make for us. That's Scourger. Hello there. Okay. And there's one of those 1,000 health warriors. Yeah, I guess that's just how it is. They're just mixed in with the other way weaker enemies. They haven't seen us yet, though. Can we draw your attention? Yes. Presumably so. How about that guy? Maybe from here? Out of range. Oh, wait. So if you stand there, okay, that works. Pretty much. What warrior? I don't know. Just... Okay, now they're all coming. I'm not too worried, though. Compared to what I've been fighting outside of the gates, this is absolutely nothing. Yeah. Easy peasy. I mean, I can try to make things easier, of course, that way. I wonder if there is some sort of... Oh, well, yes. There is actually some sort of boss enemy here. Shaman Ksh. Interesting name. Okay, and once again, someone or something. Only this cultist. was trying to, and succeeding actually, to terrify us, which is not great. But but as long as you know, Lulu stays clear-headed, we should be fine. Ah, that did not hit this guy here. I should have made sure to hit them first and foremost. I was getting a little bit greedy, I suppose. And now they summoned something because, of course, they would. And there's the lightning. You know what? We're gonna throw in one of these. Shouldn't they be dying from acid damage? Actually, we did attack them in melee, right? Yeah, absolutely. So they should have an acid debuff. Technically speaking. Or I could make sure that they die, more or less make sure. Yeah, okay. It was not a lot of damage, but enough. Okay, trying to keep an eye on debuffs here. Hawk was a little bit stunned, but maybe that didn't matter. Healing, I think, looks fine, so I'll just go ahead and throw a mighty blow, smite into the mix, like so. Can swap places, finish off the stupid shaman there. Guess I've been pretty much ignoring the mini boss here, Shaman. But they also haven't really been doing much. Oh, well, there's a mind control. We definitely need to deal with that. I suppose that's definitely one of the greatest advantages, being able to deal with that before anyone else has a chance to go berserk. That's definitely probably the greatest advantage of having Lulu go first. Of course, there is an argument to be made for having her act last each turn, so, you know, anything that happened that turn she can basically undo in terms of damage and debuffs. But whether she's, you know, she acts at the start of a new round or at the very end of one before the next round ever starts, I guess it's the same difference, right? Yeah, either way, it's been working out pretty well actually, so kind of happy with that side effect of her most recent gear upgrade. Okay, that guy was annoyingly parry happy, unfortunately, as they tend to be. Come on. Wow, what? 27 damage? Well, that's unexpected. Are these even tougher? Oh, these are the Scourgers. Okay, yeah, they are tougher, actually. Not hit point-wise, but I guess they have resistances. How about... yeah, okay. So, cold damage, not really doing much. I guess nothing is really doing all that much against them. They're just extremely resistant. I suppose they're actually mostly very well protected magically. I guess I just never debuffed that first one. This one, though, I did. So, let's see. It's still not doing much. Ayali has been charmed, okay. Good thing I caught that. And, yeah, okay, these guys are gonna be a bit of a pain, but we pretty much have to deal with them here. Oh dear. Okay, no debuffs I need to deal with. Just making sure. Mighty Blow. Mighty Blow. Smite. Yep. Well, I mean, I was bracing for disappointment, but 100 damage is honestly pretty solid. Come on, Mighty Blow. Finish him off. Thank you. So that Xas can finally run in here and start stabbing that stupid shaman. I guess they have been more annoying than I give them credit for. was that? Oh, a charm spell. An attempt at one. What? I keep pressing the wrong button. I mean, yeah, that's nothing new, but honestly, it hasn't happened at all while I was not recording, so it is one of those side effects of having to divert some part of my mental capacities to just the recording process, I suppose, even if I'm not currently saying anything. It's weird. Okay. Boss defeated, and they dropped a chainmail vest. Possibly a goblet, although that was probably just sitting on a table nearby. Okay. We had some debuffs, they have run out. Okay. Some more random loot, I'll take it. Knowledge elixir, heck yeah. Who needs that? I guess he does? Yeah. Well, I mean, need is a big word, but I'm gonna give it to him anyway, because, you know, why not? 13 points. Actually, that's perfect. That's enough to increase his mage spells as I wanted to. So that's out of the way. Wonderful. Some enchanters. Oh, they're weak, though. Will they have seen us? No, not yet. What? Oh, hey. Another Scourger. Oh. Fine. Will I be able to clean up the entirety of Formello here? There's not that much left, technically. I guess we might be able to do it if I actually focus on fighting and, you know, more fighting, less talking. Okay, yeah, this guy is taking more normal kinds of damage. So, yeah. I guess those other guys earlier must have been just very heavily buffed. Maybe more than just protection, I don't know. Maybe that shaman cast something like a Ward of Steel on them as well. Hey, roll for the collection. Nice. And some mushrooms, why not? Okay, nothing else here. Oh, we know there are these enchanters. Oh, there are a lot of them. Well, 4 of them, and a differently colored warrior. Wonder if they're... Oh, why did I have her run into the... I have no idea why I was doing that. I guess I wasn't thinking at all. I suppose since you're here, give them some divine retribution for what it's worth. And now, the actual warriors take over. Okay. Once again, you can do the cleanup here. Let's try an arcane blow, perhaps. Yeah. Enough to finish off those 2. Okay, we overcame the terror, that's nice. They did speed themselves up, but that should not really help them much. It's 1 down. Well, we're not going to kill this one. Okay, the warriors, interestingly, have not seen us at all. Or have just decided not to notice. Okay, so much for those summons. Okay. Oh, that's actually nice damage. Not bad at all. you know what, maybe stab this guy so he stops attacking Hawk, although, well, nope. This might finish off that guy. Oh, no, it did not, so they're both attacking him now, but they actually deal very little damage. I'm still used to the extreme damage that those protectors outside the gates were dealing. Oh, well, that was disappointing. There we go. Yeah, compared to those guys, these enemies are a complete joke. What have we here? Curing elixir. Wait, who has those? I guess you do, for what it's worth. Huh? Okay, and there's one of those warriors. Unfortunately not weakened, not pre-weakened by the difficulty switch. Gonna weaken you like this, though, or not. Well, you're not gonna make it there. That's fine. But at this point there can really only be a handful of enemies left. Will I make it though before... Oh, and there's another one. I guess they come in all kinds of different colors, but they seem to be pretty much the same. You know what, just so this doesn't get over an hour long, even though, you know, I've been recording for... Oh God, I don't even want to know exactly, but it's been probably close to 3 hours for this one episode. That's one way to spend a Saturday afternoon. Anyway, yeah, I think I'll just pause recording and, you know, finish the cleanup here, because I don't expect to find anything interesting here. Unfortunately, well, I mean, I guess I'm glad that we were able to clear Formello like this, at least, even if the outside was, you know, not so successful. But, you know, a bit bummed out that we did not actually activate that that pylon. That was obviously the reason why I came here in the first place, but oh well. Maybe eventually. Alright, so I have cleared all of this, and this took longer than you might have expected. Definitely took longer than I expected, because it turns out that, annoyingly and honestly surprisingly, you got these constantly respawning enemies, albeit a weaker, more manageable version of them, inside the city as well. And again, I mean, I guess that made sense while the whole escape sequence was going on, but clearly there were places to explore here, some unique encounters to be had. And I'm pretty sure that enemies were spawning from both gates, whichever one was not currently visible, I suppose, kept spawning these enemies. Just the one, you know, the 1000 hit point version, rather than the 1600 hit point version. But still, that got pretty old pretty fast. And so I switched to casual difficulty once again just to, you know, explore everything, and I didn't find anything else interesting that we hadn't already seen. But at least we saw some unique encounters in here. It's just, you know, an odd choice that they would not just disable those constant respawning encounters, at least inside the city. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I guess story-wise it makes sense. Yeah, the Horde is technically not supposed to be defeated yet, but, you know, it sure feels like it should be, you know, despite what the game says. Again, maybe I should have just waited until after dealing with the Scourge, which of course we are about to do, so maybe I was just, you know, insisting on doing things in the wrong order, but that's okay. At least now we know. I mean, there's technically still the South Gate. I don't know how much I feel like, how much I'm gonna feel like dealing with that off camera after, you know, this monster of a recording session, or playing session, I guess. I didn't really record all that much, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just hold off on that until after the Scourge is dealt with officially, and maybe we'll just focus on that next time. And we're definitely going to focus on that for the next episode, so look forward to that. Yeah, as always, I thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye-bye.